Hello, mathematicians. Welcome to another math class with me, Miss Taylor. I'm glad you're here. Alrighty. So let's look at what we need for math class. So we've got our fact practice packet. Got mine right here. Oops, and I'm on yesterday. Switch to today. There we go. Okay. Got our textbook. I've got my textbook here. Workbook. There's my workbook. Paper, pencil, whiteboard. Yep. And it might be a good idea to have your place value chart with your ones, tens, and hundreds. If this helps you to kind of think about our renaming when we have too many in the tens place or too many in the ones place, I would use these. That's a really prudent idea. All right. And let's go ahead and get started. So every time we have math class, we start with our fact practice. Really good idea to get us warmed up, kind of a little warm up. So for today, we are on page 11. So on page 11 in our fact practice packet, we have some more adding and subtracting. So yesterday we did a little adding and subtracting. And what was my time? I'm trying to keep track of my time. Okay, so I did this in 36 seconds. Today, maybe I can see if I can do it in 34 seconds or something like that. So I think I'm going to get my timer ready. And again, if you want to do this with me, I'm just going to put it over there so we can you see that? There we go. Okay. You can go ahead and pause the video if you need to get your fact practice packet ready, or if you dropped your pencil, and see if you can do it with me. See if you can beat Miss Taylor's time. Okay, so let's see. Take a deep breath. I can do it. I am a strong mathematician. I know my facts. And I like to use the inverse operation to help me. So when I see 9 minus 5, I am thinking about 5 plus 4 gets me up to 9. So you might want to use that strategy. All right, here we go. Ready? Go. Woo, 34. That was my goal. Alrighty, so 34 seconds. See, when we practice, we get better, don't we? Practice makes progress. Alrighty, but I might have made some mistakes. That's okay. It's a really good challenge for us to kind of time ourselves to see if we can, do we really have these facts memorized? Because sometimes we think we have the facts memorized, and then we try to time ourselves and we're like, oh, I guess I don't. So it gives us a lot of good information for our brains. So I'm going to quickly check. Let's see, 4, 5, 16. Yep. 4, 11. Yep. 4, 4, 14. Yep. 3, 7. Looks good. 4, 1, 8, 1, 4. Let me check the back. Got it. 10, 3, 8, 7, 8. Yep. And then 10, 18, 8, 9, 14. Yes. So I did better than yesterday, which often happens when we practice. So nice job. Keep working on adding and subtracting, getting faster at those facts, and also thinking about the strategies and sort of the mental math that you're thinking about to help you. I know, like I mentioned, I try to add up to the whole number to help me. I also make a 10. So like this one, when I see 8 plus 6, I'm thinking about this, right? This makes my 10, and then 4 more is my 14. So kind of some strategies like that. Or like this one, 13, I think this was the one I was like, I got kind of stuck on. I know that 5 more gets me up to 10, and then 3 more gets me to up to 8. So, or up to 13. So it's kind of like thinking about first I do 5 and I add 5, and then I have to add 3 more to get me up to 13. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and move on to our textbook. So we did our fact practice. We're going to do a couple problems in our textbook. These are our practice problems, and then we have our workbook. Alrighty. So today we are going to look at solving some word problems. So it would be a prudent idea to have this out. I know I have a couple of these around. One of them I use as sort of a little bookmark for my workbook. So you probably want to get that so you have that. And let's take a look. We're going to look at page 43 in our textbook today. So I'm on page 43. And let's look at this first one. So number 13. It says, after selling 86 bags of popcorn, Mrs. Miguel had 22 bags of popcorn left. Popcorn. How many bags of popcorn did she have at first? All right. And then, let's see. We read the problem, underline the question. We can use our finger to underline. There we go. Write an answer sentence. I think they've helped us here. Oh, here they go. So they've helped us to write that answer sentence. And just for practice, I'm going to write it on my whiteboard. She had, let me make sure I have a capital letter for my sentence. She had blank bags of popcorn at first. Okay. There's my answer sentence, capital letter and end mark. All right. Now we're going to identify the who and or the what. So this is kind of step 2. So who are we talking about here? Yeah, it's Mrs. Miguel. And one other thing that is kind of a prudent idea for us when we're doing our word problems is what we can do is draw a couple of lines to separate our spaces here. So what I like to do is draw a couple lines here, and then I know something should go here, something here, and something here. So here is our who and our what. So this is Mrs. Miguel's popcorn. Okay, so that goes over here to the side. And then we're going to do step 3. We're going to draw our unit bar, just a fancy name for a rectangle that goes in the middle here. And we've been working on number bonds and unit bars. So you could definitely do a unit bar or a number bond or both. And then step 4, we're going to reread the problem, adjust and chunk our unit bar, fill in the information, write a question mark for the unknown. Whew, it's a lot of stuff to do for that step. Okay. So let's go ahead and reread our problem. After selling 86 bags of popcorn, Mrs. Miguel had 22 bags of popcorn left. How many bags of popcorn did she have at first? So we want to know how many she had at first before she sold any of it. And so at first, she would have had the most, right? She would have had a big number. So that is our whole number. We're trying to find out how many bags of popcorn she had at first, because we know that she sold some, let's see, she sold 86 bags of popcorn and she had 22 bags of popcorn left. So I'm going to chunk my unit bar into 2 chunks. I'm going to make this chunk a little bigger because this is how many bags of popcorn she sold. And I could even label my unit bar. This is how much she sold. And this is how much she had left. She had 22 bags left. And so in order to find out how many bags of popcorn she had at first, we're going to add our two parts. So this is one part plus the other part. And that is called working our computation. It goes over here to the right side. And I'm going to draw my lines to separate. I'm going to start in the ones place. I'm going to always start at the top. 6 ones plus 2 ones makes 8 ones. 8 tens plus 2 tens makes 10 tens. Actually, I'm just going to do this. But I can't put 10 here. What I can do is rename it as 100 and 0 tens. And then I can just bring that down here. So this is 108. Let's see, would that make sense? Let me go over here, cross off my question mark. So let me see, what are we doing? We're working our computation, and then we're filling in our answer and checking to see if it makes sense. Would that make sense if she had 108 bags of popcorn at first? Because she sold 86 of them, and then she had 22 bags left. Yeah, that would make sense because this number is bigger. That's our whole number, how much she had at first. So yes, that would make sense. All right. So we have one more problem here, number 14, that I would like you to try, and it's about a tailor. Ooh, a tailor. And he bought some buttons, some white buttons and some black buttons. We're trying to find out how many buttons did he buy altogether. So what I'd like you to do is to use your paper, try to do all the steps, and then you can go ahead and check your work by looking at my paper, at Miss Taylor's paper, to see if you figured out how many buttons this tailor bought. Okay, so you're going to finish this one up, and then you are going to look at your homework for today, which is page 51. Let's see. Yes, page 51 in your workbook. It looks just like this. And maybe we should quickly do one of these together. We have a couple minutes here, don't we? Okay. So I might need to get my word problem paper. There it is. All right. So let's see. We're on page 51. It says, Jordan has 231 picture cards. His friend gives him 19 more. How many picture cards does he have now? Okay. So let's see. We read the problem. Let's underline the question. Let's write an answer sentence. Oh, thank you, workbook. He has blank picture cards now. Yeah, so they've kind of used this question and turned it into an answer sentence for us. They left a blank for the answer. Thank you, workbook. Now what we're going to do, we're going to draw those two lines. And that way, if we draw our two lines, then we know something goes here, something goes here, something goes here. So here is our who and our what. Jordan has 231 picture cards. His friend gives him 19 more. How many picture cards does he have now? It sounds to me like we're talking about Jordan. So we can write Jordan's, apostrophe S, Jordan's picture cards. Okay, so that's our who and our what. The next step, step 3, is to draw a unit bar. Remember, unit bar, just a fancy name for a rectangle. There we go. And then we're going to reread the problem, chunk our unit bar, fill in the information, write a question mark for the unknown. So let's go back and read our problem. Jordan has, I also like to circle the numbers. Jordan has 231 picture cards. His friend gives him 19 more. Ooh, that's kind of a clue for us. How many picture cards does he have now? So he had some. His friend gave him some more. We are trying to find out the whole number, how many he has now. So that's my question mark. Then I'm going to go back and chunk my unit bar. Now I could just chunk it right into two chunks, but I can see this number is much bigger than this one. I'm going to make this chunk bigger. 231 and then 19. And I know if he had 231 cards and then his friend gives him 19 more, I'm going to add the two parts to get my answer. And that's what we can do over here in this spot. 231 plus 19. I'm going to make sure to line up my numbers so that my ones are under the ones, tens are under the tens, hundreds are under the hundreds. I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 here to help me, to help me remember that I have 0 hundreds. Then I can draw my lines here. I can work my computation. That's the next step here. We're going to work our computation. So we start in the ones place. Let's see, 1 plus 9. That's 10. Can I put 10 here in the ones place? No, I can't put 10 ones. So I have to rename it as 110, 0 ones. And thank you for circling your renaming. Now, wait a second. Is this still 10? 1 plus 9? Yeah, this means 10, doesn't it? This means 10. Now that we put it in the tens place, now it means 10. And then we have 0 ones. So yeah, we still have 10. Then we're going to go over here to the tens place. We have 3 plus 1, that's 4, plus 1 more is 5. There's my 5 tens, and then 2 hundreds plus nothing is 2 hundreds. Then we can go over here and cross off our question mark. Let's see. Now I'm moving on to number 6. Fill in your answer. Check to make sure it makes sense. Would that make sense that he has 250 picture cards now? That he has more now? Yeah, that would make sense because he had 231. His friend gave him some more, so our answer should be bigger, right? Because it says his friend gave him some more. All right, so your homework is to finish up page 51. Thank you for trying all the steps, and please remember to circle to show your renaming and to try unit bars or number bonds or both. Have a wonderful day, scholars. I'll see you again soon.